and really being that place that people can feel safe to do financial transactions with. I think in the private lending space, it gets a little hairy, and people have a lot of like contingencies on like people doing fraud in this space. Like fraud is one of the main topics. Talk about factors and market factors, like especially in the private lending space, you got to be careful because people aren't going the traditional route. They're coming the creative route.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm Kristen, and I'm here with Janine Cascio, who is the founder of Simple Lending Financial. She also has a book coming out. She also has a She Funds Academy. We have a lot to talk about, especially women in the lending space. So I'm excited to get into it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about how you got into the lending industry and kind of, what you saw about the environment and the challenges.
Yeah, I think the lending industry is very cutthroat. I think you have to have a certain personality to live in this space. But I was in New York City. I worked for a family office. I really was able to learn hands-on, which I'm very grateful for that experience. And then when COVID took a turn, I ended up moving my life to Houston. And that's when I kind of started the idea of maybe I could do this, everything I learned in New York, and kind of push it here in Houston. So yeah, I've created in August 2022, created Simple Lending Financial, which is a direct private lender for fix and flip, DSCR, ground up construction, and rental loans across the country.
Amazing. I mean, that's so impressive. And, you were able to start your own thing in just a couple years. What were some of the challenges you had just starting a business? And how did you kind of hire out your team?
Yeah, I think just starting out, you come across a lot of self-limiting beliefs and a lot of these doubts like, do I know enough to do this? Or, do I know enough clients? Do I have a good enough book of business? And I think it's just really just putting all that doubt aside and just knowing that you're a constant student and you're just here for growth and to learn. So I did a good job of joining networks and really putting myself out there, and all about surrounding yourself with mentors. And I do highly recommend getting a mentor, especially if you're an entrepreneur. It's just always good to have people with a mindset, because you start outgrowing people around you sometimes, not in a way, not in a bad way, but just in a way of how you could talk about business and growth. And I think only a certain handful of people really understand what it's like to be an entrepreneur and have that mindset and power through, because I do believe it's truly a mindset, being able to overcome so many obstacles. But for me, yeah, I think just being a woman in this space as well, I think I have a lot of internal feelings that people don't take me as seriously or feel like I know as much, and things like that. So just constantly overcoming that as well.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Yeah, I think you bring up such a good point that there are external threats and internal threats kind of based on what your belief system is and how you were raised and all of that. Even just trauma you've experienced growing up, it all
Mhm.
plays into how you can move in your career. I love how you talked about, um, you know, overcoming those limiting beliefs for yourself. So once you kind of got rolling, how did you build out your team to kind of make sure that everything was aligned with, your values?
Yeah, I think finding the right people is key. Especially what you said with the values is key as well. And knowing that when you hire someone, like not to hang on to potential for too long. Like if there's someone that you don't feel like is a fit to kind of, trust your intuition. But my first hire was a personal assistant. She pretty much did all my admin tasks and actually has worked her way up to be my chief operating officer. So she's
Oh,
been
that's
with me
awesome.
for almost the full 3 years since I've created Simple Lending Financial. But finding people like her, people that get the mission, they understand what the business stands for. They understand that we're representing, a woman-owned business in a male-dominated space. And
Okay.
then we back ourselves by customer obsession, proactive transparency, and really being that place that people can feel safe to do financial transactions with. I think in the private lending space, it gets a little hairy, and people have a lot of like contingencies on like people doing fraud in this space. Like fraud is one of the main topics. Talk about factors and market factors, like especially in the private lending space, you got to be careful because people aren't going the traditional route. They're coming the creative route.
Right.
So blocking that from brokers, from clients, from appraisers, from title companies, it's all over the place. So really holding our intuition and knowing that we're not just chasers. We
Right.
rather do clean, good deals that my investors are going to be happy with, and keep our credit line facilities open.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of protection there. And I think with finances, people are very nervous to, talk about it, deal with it. And I love how you said transparency is a big part of the business. Can you talk more about that and how that's important in this line of work?
Yeah, I just think even like in being told no, like telling people no up front that like this isn't a deal that fits our box, because I think
Right.
people try and be people pleasers and they want to say yes so bad and they want to help everyone, but helping everyone ends up hurting you. So having those boundaries of what you're accepting and not accepting is really important, because you don't want to drag someone on for a long process in this, when they're trying to get financing where it could really screw them. They might lose their deposit on the house that they put down. They might lose out on their time, their money, when it
Mhm.
could have been a simple no up front, and then they could have had a deal that fit your box better, that they come back to you. And
Mm.
I think people get scared to say no, or they wanna push deals so much for that paycheck, but, like, it's truly a blessing sometimes to, just work with the clients that are clean sailing.
Yeah, I think people really appreciate having people around that are able to push back on them because that's how you can make sure everything you're doing is safe. I would love to talk about She Funds Academy, which you've also founded. Talk about kind of what led you to starting this and what it is.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah, even as a CEO now of a company, like I always said, like my biggest mission is to go back and help my younger self.
Hmm.
And that's really what I wanted to create with She Funds Academy is like talking to myself that was just getting started in this industry. I was afraid to ask questions. I was afraid to
Hmm.
look dumb. I always wanted to carry this, confidence that I knew what I was talking about when all I really wanted was a community of people that looked like me, that
Uh-huh.
was going through the same experience as me. So I wanted to create that for others. I want to create a space that people feel like they're just part of a community. They could ask questions. They know others. Like She Funds Academy already has over 50 members and we just started a few months ago. But I'm talking people that are attorneys in this space, title companies, women that are real estate investors, home builders, people that are real estate agents. So it's really becoming an ecosystem. Like you
Uh-huh.
could find a title person, you could find an attorney, you could ask
Right.
questions. And it's just a safe space for a woman in the industry to grow and learn and
Uh-huh.
from She Funds Academy, we've already successfully hired some remote sales people. So if people want to get onboarded to Simple Lending Financial and start brokering deals and make side money, like one of the women in our academy is a nurse, and she actually closed the deal just on the weekends. Like her dad's a GC, she's very
Cool.
connected in real estate, and she's able to do that. My sister, for instance, is a stay-at-home mom with 2 kids, and she referred like 3 deals already over, just in the last few months. So it's exciting to see everyone being able to prosper from the community and grow and learn.
That's amazing. And I think, just the founding principle, I think you hit the nail on the head where people, I think especially women, we feel like stupid asking questions, which, obviously you have to learn somehow. So this seems like a very I'd love for you to talk about kind of like the safety people feel and maybe the community you've built within the academy.
Yeah, it's just nice to hear feedback always. And this one woman, Pamela, she's actually a home builder. We've closed on a few homes she's built. She was just like, I love community. I love being able to, come in here and, be able to be on calls with my capital partner. Like people, I think have such a transactional relationship, but our relationship is really built on growth and the long-term success. So opening that door for She Funds Academy, as well as being the private lender, it just creates that safe space because people know that they could come to us and ask all the questions and be a part of the community and learn. Like I think just giving the value of education and learning, I think that's also why our clients are repeat clients and they keep coming back to us because there's that open window where I think others may just be transactional, like call me when you have a deal. Like,
Right.
don't I
Right.
don't have time for questions. Like, and I don't want to carry that persona throughout the company. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's cool that, there's the option that this can be supplemental income, not even, your full-time thing. There's the flexibility to do that. So let's definitely talk about your book, She Believes, She Receives. It's all about mindset. Talk about kind of, when you started thinking about this book and how you've put it together.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just such a little manifester. Like I'm not afraid to like talk all the woo woo,
Mhm.
but like I've gotten really into yoga prior to starting my company, which just opened doors for patience and growth within myself. And I do think that everything is a self development type of role, especially when you're out being an entrepreneur, starting a company. You
Mhm.
got to constantly look inward and realize self growth. And this is what that book is for. Once again, doing a book that was for my younger self that maybe I could have referenced in many times, but it's supposed to be just like a handbook that people going on a journey of really looking to achieve their dreams, they could constantly come back to, because as human beings, we are habitual creatures and we get into these habits, and sometimes we forget the basics.
Mhm.
And I wanted to put things very simple. I wanted to put exercises in there that people could do.
Yeah.
And it's really just a handbook. So it's the first part is all about positive thoughts, and then the next part's all about believing in those positive thoughts, and then acting on those thoughts, and then the art of receiving. So it's a four-part book to really break down what I believe is the four steps of manifesting.
Yeah, amazing. And I think even just letting yourself receive is a big challenge for people. Can you go into that a little bit more?
Yeah, exactly what you said. I think people get stuck with doing all the work and working hard, and then not having that space of surrender and being able to just receive the abundance that they are worthy of. You do really need all four parts of the potion to get all the magic. So being able to, off like as simple as someone's offering to open the door for you or
Mhm.
carry something in for you. Like a lot of people will be like, no, I got it. Like, no, accept that people around you want to support you and help you with achieving everything you want in life.
Right. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I think that's so important. And I think that it's a part that people kind of don't even think about. What are some of your simple tricks just for people to start thinking more positively?
Yeah, I think just like there's like the growth mindset and then the fixed mindset. So
Mm.
it's a lot of ways of like how you're even talking to yourself. So instead of saying like, oh, I can't afford that, like this simple twist of I can't afford that yet.
Right.
Like it opens this whole possibility of something actually eventually coming to you.
Mhm.
Yes, timing is a big part of everything. But giving yourself that time, that opportunity, instead of just constantly telling yourself like, oh, like 100 pounds, I can't lift that. You might not be able to lift that yet, but you
Right.
could work towards that and get there. So always just creating that open door where you could just change the way you think and talk to yourself and love on yourself. And it's so important. Like I think we've ended up being in a generation where people are like, "Oh, you're selfish, you're a narcissist," whatever you want to label it. If someone's like all about them, but it's
Right.
like then you lose yourself if you're not all about yourself. So you have it's a energy is everything. It's like a give and take, and it's a flow. So you have to know when to give to yourself, but also once you're full, you're overflowing to be able to give to others as well.
Right. And have you always kind of incorporated these practices, or was this something that you've developed later in life?
No, later in life for sure. I would say around 28, 29. I went through a breakup, and then I was moving, and I didn't have like a stable place at the time. And I just feel like what I was hitting was my rock bottom. And then at that point is when I kind of felt like a transformation, and I felt like, it's me against me. I'm creating my reality. I'm creating everything I'm bringing into my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, from that point, I was just like, I want to transfer this over to creating positivity in my life. I don't want to play a victim role. I don't want to be down on myself. I want to be empowered. I want to grow and I want to do all the self work I can to create the best life for myself. So I just started feeling good. I'm also 1 year sober. So that also was another journey for me. But I think just wanting to be your highest self is really important goal, especially when you're out creating a business and opening the opportunity of jobs to others as well.
Yeah, and I think it's such a strong personality trait to be at a low point and use it to get better and use it to level up. I think that, yeah, for people who are kind of struggling, because I think people want to go from 0 to 100, they just want to be healed. And it is a process. And, if you're making this step towards that, I think that's something that should be
Yeah.
celebrated for
And I
sure.
think that's where people take a mistake is thinking that there's a healed version. Like, yes, I'm
Right.
better than who I was a few years ago, but it's about every day. And then also accepting the setbacks. Like not every day I have is the best day and the positive day. Like people call me and they're like, "You're so positive." I'm like, "Not every day do I feel like this, but I have these small tools now that will get me unstuck quicker. And that's where the
Yeah.
magic lies. It's like, okay, yes, you had a hard day, but if you have hard moment again tomorrow and you're able to just, be in it for a little while, let it pass through and then come out of that, then that's where the magic starts lying. And that's like the healing. It's not like you're there's not like a fully healed, picture perfect moment either.
Yeah, I think that's important to mention too. It's just about kind of the journey and getting
Yeah.
better every day. Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much. You've given great mindset tips, great tips for women trying to get in the space. Can you tell everyone where to find you, where to find Simple Lending, and how to join She Funds Academy?
Yeah, so I'm all over social media, just under Janine Cascio. I'm very responsive on my LinkedIn. Simple Lending Financial, also all over social media. We're on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. And we have a landing page on our website, simplelendingfinancial.com, for She Funds Academy. And you could just inquire there. We host our webinars the last Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central Time of every month. So this one is October 29th that myself and Sydney are going to be hosting. And yeah, we look forward to people joining our community and reaching out to Simple Lending Financial.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here, Janine.
Thank you, Kristen.
And thank you everyone for listening. I hope that you got some inspiration, maybe inspired you to kind of look at your life a little differently and be a little bit more positive. So we will see you back next time. Bye.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.